Hello, third graders. What's up? It's Mr. Stanley. It's been a long time since you've heard my voice. It's time to do some math learning. We are rounding home here and getting done with Unit 3 multi-addition, addition, subtraction. So today we're going to try to use our brains. Let's put on our math hoodies today and let's get rocking and rolling. So we're going to put on kind of thinking about our particular kind of brain today, like a bubblegum brain, where we're actually going to try to solve some math, addition and subtraction or addition, before we even write anything down. So we're going to play a little warm-up game called I Have, You Need to get to 100. So I'm going to give you some numbers, and we're going to try to figure out how close or how far away they are from 100, but doing it in our head, not using a whiteboard, marker, or piece of paper, and a pencil. So let's look at this first one. How close is that to 100? Well, if I look at it, I'm thinking 51 is real close to 50, and 50 is 50 away, so I'm one less than that. That's 49. Let's try 35. Ooh, 30 plus 70 is 100. But if I added 70 to this, that's going to give me over 100. So 5 less than that would be 65. So 65 is the number closest to 100 on that one. How many more do I need from 72? I know 75 is close to 100. It's 25 away. Ooh, plus 3 more is 78. How about 9? That's really far away, isn't it? 9's an easy number. I think I can add one more to get to a friendly 10. 1 plus 9 is 10, so 90 more is going to give me 100. So 91 is my answer on that one. How about this one? Well, that's real close to 100, isn't it? But a friendly number is 90. So 1 plus 89 is going to give me 90, plus 10 more will give me 100. So my answer there is 11. How about this last one, 26? If you're thinking 25, yeah, that's a number I could do. So I know I need 3 more 25s to get to 100, but 26 is 1 less than that. So I'm thinking that the answer for this one is going to be 74, because 3 75s would give me to 100, but 26 is 1 more than that. So just trying to get our brains warmed up for today's lesson called Think Before You Add. And here it is right here. So now you'll need to get out your math notebook or your math journal, and I'd like for you to get out a pencil as well. And before we do all of these, I'd like for you to just use your math brain today and try not to use any strategy that you have before you answer any of these. So let's take a look at this first one. If you think about the game that we just played, I really don't have to do a lot of math and thinking. You could think in terms of, oh yeah, you know what, Mr. Stanley, I really want to add my 10s and my 1s together because they're up and down. Or maybe I want to split and do 20 plus 20 plus 5 plus 6. You could do it that way. But you know what? I'm thinking a little differently here. I'm actually thinking that 25 is really close to, 26 is close to 25. I know that a double 25 is 50. But I have one more 1. So 50 plus 1 is equal to 51. So you could think, oh, well, Mr. Stanley, there's other ways. I could do 20 plus 20 plus 5 plus 6. Yeah, this is really a good way to do it. It's not a wrong way to do it. But I can do this math pretty quickly and easily in my head. That's why we're calling this Think Before You Add. I did this part right here in my head. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's try this one. 49 plus 35. Think about that for a moment. Oh, 49. That's really close to a friendly number that I know this is 50. So if I'm going to give 1 from the 49, I can actually take 1 away from the 35 to give me 34. And the answer, I can do that in my head, is 84 if I add those two together. Although your other strategies might work as well. You could start at 49 and you could do on a number line and add up 35. You could do 40 plus 30 and then add your ones, 9 plus 5, and then add all of that together if you wanted to. But I'm really thinking that I could do that in my head pretty quickly by thinking, oh, this is close to 50. I'm just going to take one, I'm going to add one to my 49 and take one away from 35. That's called a give and take. Let's take a look at number 3. Just think about those two numbers. Oh, interesting. Okay, so these two numbers, I'm looking at one number in particular for this one, and I'm looking at this number. This number is really close to a friendly number that I was just thinking about in the game we played to start our video, and that's the number 25. So I had to take away 2 to get to my friendly number 25. That means I'm going to add 2 to get to this one, which is 66. And I could probably add that a little bit more in my head. And I could say, okay, 6 10s and 2 10s is 80. And then 6 plus 5 is 11. And I can do that on my head, 91. And the answer is 91. Although all of your other methods might work as well. You could start at 64, add a 20 to get to 84, and then add your 7 to get to 91. You could do it that way too. So there's really no wrong way here. I'm just trying to use my brain before I go anywhere. Another way you could think about this one is you could add 3 to this to get to 30. And then 64, I'm gonna take away 3 from that one and go 61. Ooh, that's a really more efficient way. Look at that. 91 is my answer. So using this give and take method, taking some from one number, adding it to another, to get to numbers you can use and add in your head is really efficient. All right, let's look at this one. Oh, right away, your brain should be going, ooh, I know the answer. Yeah, it's really easy, right? Because both of those are really close to 200, aren't they? So it's like taking 200 and adding 200 plus 200. Well, a double 200 is 400, I know that. But each of these are actually 1 away. So this is a -1 of the 200. This is also a -1 of the 200. So my answer to this must be 398. It's 2 away from 400. Pretty cool. Notice how I did that in my head, or I was showing you what was going on in my head. I didn't take my hundreds, and then I take my 90s, and then I take my 9s, and I do all of my work. 190 plus 190 plus 18. I didn't do any of that. This is extra steps. This is using my head. So it is one of those think before I add. Now, if you wanted to, you could do this in your head and then test your method or your way out and see how close you were. That's also another way to grow your math brain. Let's look at this one here. Okay, so 5, 75, and 26. Here's this 75 number, and here's this 26 number. So for this one, I could simply do what I've been doing and think in terms of 25s. This one, the 926, let's play with the 575. Let's add 25 to this number to get me to 600, which is a really, really friendly number. And I'm going to take 25 from this one. So 926 minus 25, ooh, that's 901. And my answer should be real easy. Look, I'm doing this in my head. 900s plus 600s is 1500s, no 10s, and 1 1. Oh, and then look there, I ended up with 1,501. You could add up your 900s, you could add up your 600s, then you could take your 20 and your 70 and your 6 and your 5, and you could string it if you wanted to try to string it. But notice how all I did is think in terms of how can I make these into 2 numbers that are really simple for me to add. Let's take a look at this one as well. What can I do here? Well, I do have This one might be a little bit harder because it is farther away. This one is 16 away from the closest 200. I don't like that number very much. And then this number is 25 plus 3 more is 28 plus. So I'm not really sure if this one would be a good one for me to do a think before I add, although I could easily add my 25 here. Or I'm sorry, add my 28 here, and then I could take away 28 there. Oh, now that is really way too hard. So for me, I'm just trying to think, is there a simpler way for me to do it? I could take away 16 as well. Let me erase that. So I know 16 is really close, so I could just take away 16. Ooh, and then I could add 16 to that. So if I took away 16, that's going to give me 200. That's a friendly number to deal with. If I add 16 to this, and I'm doing a little bit more in my head than I should, ending up with 488, I can now add that easily and say, okay, this is 688 is my answer. Okay? Or I could simply just do tens, ones, and hundreds on this one. Okay? Easy way to do it. And when we look at these, what addition strategies work best for you? You don't always have to use the strategy at the same time. I've noticed in my class, a lot of students kind of tend to want to gravitate or choose the same one all the time. Look at the numbers first that you see and look to see. Use your brain first. Can I give and take here? Look for times when you can do one of the numbers and then give it to another number, like the give and take. And then if you're thinking about regrouping to the traditional algorithm, it's fast and easy. You can just add the number, just line all the numbers and add like I did for the last one. And the standard algorithm always works. So it's good if you can't think of an easier way. So if you like to add with your tens and ones, like I did here, if you want to add it with your tens, your ones, and your hundreds, you could simply do it that way. But sometimes regrouping gets us confused, or we forget to carry over tens and ones. So that is how to think before you add.